Hey guys, Derek here. We are back reacting to another episode of Midnight Mass. This is episode 5. It is called Book 5 Gospel. What happened last time on Midnight Mass? Last time, I was devastated. The episode last time ended with this vampire thing with its dumb hat on attacking Riley and like sucking his blood and stuff. And so he's either dead or he's going to turn into a vampire himself. But I was so freaking devastated that I took like an extra week to watch this next episode. Just kidding. That's not the reason. I had video games to play and I kind of just, things happen. But I am super pumped to jump into this next episode. Before we do that, please consider leaving a like on the video. That means a lot to me, helps my channel out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more reactions to Midnight Mass or any other show that I'm watching on the channel, and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full-length reaction in this episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. That's where I post all my full, uncut reactions. Over on Patreon, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But other than that, let's jump into it. Do they know their kid's dead, / missing, / a vampire? Like, is this is this new info for them? Are they aware? Oh, she's worried too. She's a pool of blood. Is her mom like 20 again?
Wow, you look... Do you like it? I dug it out of that footlocker in the closet upstairs. I mean, most...
You look like you're 34 with gray hair.
Oh, no, he's a trouble.
What you see? Oh, old lady. Yeah. Gang, gang. They're like, what the hell is up with this?
What a time to be alive.
Yeah. That's pretty dope, but I'd be suspicious.
Joe?
Oh, Joseph, he doesn't have a skull anymore. So at least he didn't leave his dog behind, because the dog went first.
Yeah, Riley's MIA, I guess.
Huh? He's not with Aaron Green, then?
I guess not.
Don't think the worst of him. He's a good boy.
Piss it all away, even after all the... What the hell's the matter with him? Sorry. Here.
And you have a right to be upset if what he thinks is going down is what's going down. Then I'd be pretty pissed too. But it's not what's going down.
I need to report a missing person.
Her baby.
Who?
Riley
It's
Flynn?
gone.
He said he would come to my house.
Well, sure, but maybe he just
He said he would come to my house.
Trust Rahul. They had a very deep conversation about the afterlife. He ain't gonna lie to her.
What did you two talk about?
Death.
Yeah.
Talked about what happens.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about.
See, that makes it look like he is going to kill himself or something, but he's not.
I've been asking myself that all day.
Believe
I think
in
it was
Riley
both of my
Flynn.
minds, because he seemed fine. But that's what they say. People who aren't okay. People who...
They always seem fine.
They say that about people who kill themselves. That they seemed fine.
They do say that sometimes, yeah.
This dude's only holding church at night because he can't go out in the sun. That's hilarious.
Feeling better, Father?
Special night, boys. Eyes up, ears open.
Pour this blood into the communion wine.
Well, I'm very happy to be here.
You're not alone. Sarah Gunning. I'm so happy
Yeah.
that you're here.
She's here to find out what kind of weird juju's going down. She's not here. She's not here because she wants to believe. She's here because messed up stuff is happening, and she needs some possible scientific reasoning for it. What's that thing on the wall? Why? That looks like it's like Jesus on the cross, but why is it wrapped up?
Gospel means good news. Good news on Good Friday. And yet it's Jesus' suffering in this story. It isn't simply necessary. It is good.
Yeah.
It is the price of eternal life. That suffering and more, people spread that good news, tell that good story, and then God has an army. What do they say in that commercial?
Are you going to
Be
war?
all that you can be. God has no country. There is one God
Okay,
for
yeah.
the world. And the lines we draw in the tree. Don't fight for a country. You fight for God's kingdom.
Okay, I'm
Kingdom which
on board so far.
Jesus tells us has no flags or borders.
It's a worldwide
Army. Now, make no
relationship.
mistake, it is conscience is standard issue. There are many like
Okay.
it, but this one is mine.
Okay, isn't that a
That's
co-opting
line
the
from a war,
yeah
but it isn't. That's actually the
yeah
rifle
co-opting the line about a gun.
is
This is my rifle. There are many like it,
just a
but this
belief,
one is
but
mine.
It is a war, and there will be casualties, and we must be soldiers.
I'm still suspicious about that thing on the wall. Has it always been wrapped up, or is this just something I'm noticing now?
God will ask horrible things of you. Horrible. Just look at what he asked of his own son. Just look at what Jesus had to endure today. We had to call it the new covenant because
Is she on board this, or is she like, nah?
changes. God, the gospel of the Lord, so full of horror, is only good because of where it is headed. The resurrection. Today is only good because of what's
okay.
coming, Easter.
Where are you going
and
with this, man?
Sunday. When Jesus, what is otherwise horrible is good because of where it's headed.
Okay, so you're trying to justify some
Welcome to God's army.
current and possible future
We're gonna do great things.
horrible things because you believe that it is headed for good things, like the horrible actions are worth,
Mom,
the greater good.
what's wrong? Mom, stop.
I don't want you going back there ever again.
What?
That is not my church. That is not the man I knew.
Yeah, heck yeah. Mildred Gunning? That's what's up. Gang, gang. She knows some bad juju is up. She knows some ish is going down. She's not on board. Mildred is gonna save this town. Ayo. Is it Riley?
Where the hell have you been? I have been calling you all day.
Sorry.
Don't do. Where were you?
She's dying.
You go for a ride?
I mean, yeah, but explain yourself. Are you about to kill her on this lake? Ocean, whatever it is. Riley Flynn, you gonna need to explain yourself, boy. Where you going with this, man?
Story, but you're not gonna believe it. I just need you to listen. You promise me that?
Yeah. Again.
Cut to the blood sucking. Oh,
You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Don't try to talk. You just relax.
he just snapped this man's neck back.
You're doing great. Oh, okay. Hey, you're fine. I had a sister. Did I ever tell you?
Dude, your eyes are weird, man.
All the way to the priesthood.
Oh. You're gonna need to stop doing this, bro.
See, God still has a plan.
Like, what? Are you gonna try and rip his head off? What is... Or are you just cracking him back into place? How did he know specifically how to crack this man back into place? He's just trusting the process. He's like experimenting. He's like, all right, well, see if that works.
Here, please.
Just had
have a
his
seat.
neck snapped and his blood sucked. What do you mean, how's he doing?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, I'd go back inside. Go back inside.
I can. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change.
Yeah,
the things
except
I
the
can,
fact that
and
you're a
the
vampire now.
difference. Amen. His belief is confirmed. He believes. This moment, it sustained him for what?
10 years.
Was it almost a decade? Faith enough for almost a decade off that one little mouse?
It wasn't an act of God.
Wasn't it?
You probably just found a new mouse, boy.
How do you know that story?
Because it was him,
Who
bro.
are you?
You know who he is?
You know who I am. Hey, why did you come back here?
Because you lied.
Joe Colley's sister.
I lied to you about that. I apologize. And I am about lying.
You gonna ask for forgiveness for eating Joe Colley's brain? You gonna tell him what
Complete
happened?
and total honesty. That's my vow to you today.
Okay.
So
What happened to Joe?
I was suffering. I can testify to that. And he worked through me.
You ate
And
his
Joe
skull.
Colley was called home.
Killed him.
It's not as simple as that.
No, you fucking killed him. You and that thing. What happened to me?
Riley,
No, what was that fucking thing?
you have to calm down.
What the fuck was that thing?
An angel.
No. No.
Oh, good.
Beverly, you psycho.
Yeah, just a little bit closer.
Bro, she has complete trust in this man. Oh, that is insane in the membrane.
My will became his will, and he moved through me, and Joe was taken, and I was sustained. I was nourished.
That's a vampire.
Well, as a murderer, maybe. So was Moses. Joseph, Paul, my namesake. I'm hardly unique as a soldier of the Lord. I'm not hardly unique in this room either, am I?
Soldier of the Lord.
You've killed someone.
That's okay, that was rude. It wasn't murder. It was an accident. Dang, just smoked this chick?
I didn't even tap the brakes. I was literally asleep at the wheel. That is what happened. So don't talk to me about
I have no guilt, none, no remorse. I have been spared all of that. How does that make you feel?
disgusted.
How does it make you feel?
Angry.
Nope. How does that make you feel?
Fucking angry.
No!
Do you not believe him?
I promise you complete honesty, and I am giving that to you.
I'd be upset.
How does it make you feel?
Jealous?
Jealous.
I'm a genius.
Grant us the serenity to accept that. Have some courage. God chose you.
See, I don't think this is God working through these people.
God's just about everyone, when they encounter an angel in the Bible, they are frightened.
Okay, that's true. That's accurate. But
Mary was afraid of Gabriel.
the angels in the Bible have like 35 heads and 18 arms.
Angels always have to say.
Did you feed?
On Joe's skull? Yeah.
Angel was ripping into my neck and my blood was pouring out onto the floor. Did you join in?
He did, yes.
Complete and total honesty, I thought you said.
Yes.
He drank some of that sweet red juice.
I think, Riley Flynn, God has chosen you. You to receive this blessing, and we will not question his will. That's all that's important.
What,
right
Bev
now.
wants to
You
become
are
a
being
vampire?
tested.
So you gonna,
We are here
what are you
to
gonna
bless
cut your wrist and pour it into
to
that cup for him to
keep you,
drink?
as is God's will.
God's will.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's exactly what
Yes.
they're gonna do.
And that is the thing about Jesus coming back to us. They told us from the start that it wouldn't be pretty. Monsignor Pruitt was shaken.
That's also true.
Even him.
It's not gonna be a a fun time. It'll be frightening. Jesus got a friggin' sword coming out of his mouth. Like, it's gonna be kind of insane.
And said, "Take this, all of you.
Yo, that's
and
a lot
drink
of
from
blood,
it.
man.
This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant."
Oh, come on, Riley.
The hunger, that thirst is good, and that's why we don't feel guilt.
But we know this ain't God doing this, so it's not good.
Do you feel at peace?
He probably does, but he shouldn't.
Your redemption, Riley, is profound. It'll be an inspiration to all of us.
She's so jealous.
Are you certain it isn't best he just stay here? Maybe just for another night or two.
I love the fact that he's just ignoring her.
You are the bearer of the good news. And
She's so jealous. She wants this vampire to eat her too. Did you eat someone? Don't eat someone. Man, he's fighting it. He be fighting. Don't eat your little brother. Whoa. That's trippy.
That's quite a story.
Oh, he's still in vampire mode right now.
And let's just say,
He's just gonna wait for the sun to come up,
you need help?
and then he's gonna turn to dust. He's out here to kill himself.
I'm not scared.
You will be when he bursts into flames. This-
Tell me why we're out here.
He's out here to die
Tell me what you want.
with the company of someone he loves.
I'm not as strong as you.
Unless he can, like, swim
I was.
down under. Does being a vampire make you be able to breathe underwater?
I want you to take this boat and row to the mainland and leave this place and never look back.
That's a long row.
But I knew you wouldn't do that.
You gotta have some supreme back muscles for that.
I love you, Aaron Green.
This man's about to burst into flames.
life,
Bruh.
one way or another.
I love you too.
I did my best.
Poor Riley. And poor her. She's second person that she loves dying in the span of like 2 days. Him and her baby. This man is gonna burst into flames. Who'd that be? Oh, that's the girl that he killed. Gotcha. So, must have been pretty instantaneous. He's already in the beyond. And yeah, watching this man cook. Oh boy! Oh, he's a barbecue. Oh, poor Aaron Green. We're just gonna listen to her scream for a while. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah, I knew it was coming, and still. Oh man, even just the sound during the credits is still. I wonder when it's gonna end. How long are we gonna listen to this girl scream and cry? Now it's like those 10-hour bonfire videos. Just eggnog. Perfect time for the holidays, you know. Everyone loves those 10-hour bonfires. You know, you put that on the background at a family gathering, and you just go, man. You just let it ride. Can we get a rip in the chat for Riley Flynn? My man's went out like an absolute champion. Like the straight up willpower that it must have taken, you know? He was fine, you know, he was fine with dying, like Aaron told to the sheriff. He was okay. He was fine. He seemed fine. And he whether he died or not, you know, he was ready for that process to begin and for his body to go back to the earth. And so when the preacher told him about all the things that he knew for certain was going to happen to him, he was like, nah, fam, that ain't me. Like, screw you. Screw this dumb process. Like, he knows it ain't God that's doing that. But yeah, first, so we pick up right after Riley's been eaten by this vampire, right? And like, he's missing, the drug dealer boy is missing. They're all just kind of trying to deal with this, right? Figuring out, where's Riley? Like, what's up with him? Is he with Aaron? Must be. They're smashing now. The mayor and his wife seem to be fully on board this now. Like, church is happening at nighttime now. I don't know if they are. They're not vampires. I got confused at the end when he was like, "Oh, they've been selected and are part of the team." They're not vampires because they were out in the daylight. They're just like on board the mission, so to speak. And this old ass lady strolls in the church, straight up like she's like a 90-year-old woman. Well, maybe not 90. She's like 70. But she is in the process of being restored, right? She's like looking like she's like she's still got wrinkles, but she's looking like she's like 35. And it's interesting because like the actress that plays her is a young woman. The actress that plays her, if you don't know, she was in Haunting of Bly Manor. She played Katie Seagal's sister, so like the faceless lady's sister in the past. So it makes sense that they cast like a young woman to play this old lady because they're going to transition her back to a young woman again. God, that sucks for Riley's family though. Like, straight up, his dad thinks that he's like relapsed back into alcoholism and is off on some bender. And now his brother probably thinks that too. His mom is going to think that. Like, everyone in the town is going to think that this man, you know, went off and killed himself somewhere and is never to be seen from again. And really, this man's sacrificed himself to keep the body count low. Like, right now, the only other person that can eat people is the pastor and the main vampire. And Riley was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. That ain't me. I'm not going to kill people. I'm just going to accept death. And it's like, what a boss. Then the sermon happens, and it's like they covered up the actual Jesus. Like, I think they, in previous episodes, there was a like the giant crucifix with Christ on the cross, and now it's like covered in this black tarp. I don't know if that is like a Catholic thing that they do at various points. You know, I'm not a Catholic. I'd say like non-denominational Christian. So I don't know if that's something that Catholics do where they like cover up that like statue with some black tarp or whatever it is. But I I was waiting the whole time they're talking for this for the vampire to like unfold from that thing and be like, haha, you thought this was Jesus? No. But like this whole sermon's happening, and it's like it's following this common theme, right? Of like every time Bev says something or the pastor says something, it's like what they're saying isn't wrong to a certain extent. It's, but you know, like when if they were talking earnestly, and I guess they believe it's earnestly, but like if it was truthful, right? I would have pretty much no issue with what they're saying. But when we know for a fact that what is happening is not of God, then it's hard to listen to what they're saying and not be like, yo, you're crazy. I imagine this is how many non-religious people kind of see believers when they talk about things like their faith and things like that. I imagine this is how they see them, like, because in their heart they don't believe that is true, and so they probably just see us as crazy people. And so when I know for a fact that this is a straight up vampire, and they're up here taking this and trying to attribute it to God's will and trying to justify the horrible things that are happening and will happen, it is hard to listen to, right? And especially like old lady Mildred Gunning, she knows this ain't God. she sees this man that she knew, right? Like this man that she knew as a kind-hearted, you know, Christ-following individual, go up there and is like becoming this like fire and brimstone street preacher type-esque person, you know those people, like when you walk by them on the street and they're like, you're all gonna burn unless you stop sinning, like Westboro Baptist Church type people, where you're like, that ain't God, like that is not God, like what they're doing is not divinely inspired. The Holy Spirit is not moving through these people. And she knows, she sees it right away. She's like, bruh. Like, even though she is one of the people that is directly benefiting from this like vampire blood, right? Because he's been feeding it to her for so long, she sees it and she's like, this ain't right. Like, she's an honest Christ following individual, and she's like, bruh, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it, fam. At which point Riley shows up at Erin Green's door and takes her out onto the lake to explain everything that happened, right? And then the whole rest of the episode is kind of just following what happened to Riley after he was eaten by this vampire. He wakes up and the pastor is just like, I'm gonna just snap your neck 8 times here. And that was kind of brutal and uncomfortable to watch, as he's like fixing his neck, right? Like it's got to mend. It's like when a bone is like broken and it's like in the wrong place. They have to set the bone, right? So he's like setting his neck to heal correctly, and just like snapping it, and it's just like horrible. And they have this sit down where he's explaining to him everything that's going on. He tells an old story of something that Riley has experienced with the mouse that died, and how he lied to him, so he's trying to get Riley to realize what is going on, that he is the same dude. And then he spends this whole time trying to justify this, being like, this is trying to be like, convince him that this is a thing from God, which we know it's not, and then tying in his experience with AA meetings, right? So where he's like, grant us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, and he's like, you cannot change this. Like, this is a thing You cannot change. And he's trying to tell him things about himself where he's like, you will experience this hunger and you will give in to it. Like, you cannot change that. And the thing he doesn't know about Riley is fine with dying. He's not afraid of dying. And so he is already, he's being presented with the info now that if he goes out into the sunlight, he gonna die. And he's like, okay, sick. Well, not sick, but he's like, I can accept that. I can accept that I am essentially dead already. And, you know, he brings in Beverly. She's full in on it. She's like horny for this, man. She's into it. She's like, yeah, let me just lean over and tempt you with my neck. And it's like, bruh. You can tell Riley is just like not on board this, and the pastor is fully convinced that Riley's on board. He's like, I got this man in the bag. We can trust him. We can trust him to go. You know, if he tells people, so be it. That's what the gospel is, and you know, kind of that's what, you know, the apostles in the gospel, that was their role, is they spread the gospel to the nations. But he he made a fatal error, and he didn't realize the type of person Riley is and has become, and the impact that the accident had on him. Where like he doesn't want to be alive. Like he doesn't have the strength necessarily, or the courage. I don't want to word it that way because it sounds like it's a courageous thing. And like if he was not turned into a vampire, like he's not gonna have he's not gonna end his own life, right? Like that's not an action he's going to take. But when presented with the situation of like, this is going to happen to him and that's just what's going to happen, I think he can accept that. And so he brings Aaron out here to the lake, and at first she's like, bruh, did you bring me out here? Well, actually first he goes and he's walking about the town and he's experiencing this hunger pang, and like this isn't just the like type of hunger where you're like, oh man, I haven't eaten yet today. Maybe I should get a burger, or maybe I should eat some carrots or whatever. Like I imagine this is like the type of hunger where like, this is someone who hasn't eaten for 3 weeks type hunger. Like it physically hurts. Like your stomach is like shriveling because you're not eating, you're not drinking, you're straight up dying. And he is being tempted left and right. Like this must have taken so much strength from him to, like, he stands over his family and he's kind of like saying goodbye to them. You know, he knows he's not going to see them again. But this is like the one thing he can do to protect them in this town. And so he takes Aaron out here, and she's like, Bri, I'm not afraid. Whatever you are going through, like, I'm with you to the end. And he's like, I didn't take you out here so you would have I didn't trap you here, right? Like, he's like, I took you out here because you seeing this is the only way you're going to believe what I'm telling you. And I want you to run. Like, he's like, take this boat and row to the mainland. Probably hecka far away. I mean, maybe not super far because they can get there by a ferry. But I imagine it's still quite the distance. Like, you got to have supreme, back muscles for days to get there. And so he's like, he's trying to give her every chance. He's like, I want you to leave. Like, I love you, trying to protect you. But of course she's going to go back to the town, right? Like, there's no way she doesn't go back and try and save people. And he brought her up here because he wants to save her, but he also didn't want to die alone, and this is his dream. Like, his dream comes, like, not like his fantasy, but like the things that he's been dreaming of himself on this boat with his arms crossed, just like this. And he was alone all this time. And then the last time Aaron was there, when he had like fully expressed his contentment with passing on, Aaron was in there. Maybe he's seeing the future. I don't know. But she's with him, and the sun comes up, and then it cuts to him and this girl. And this is the girl that he's been seeing, like disco ball head girl, that he killed in the accident. And immediately, you know, like when she's there on the boat, he's dead. Like he's passed on to that next plane. And I wonder what that means for what this show is saying about the afterlife. Like, is it like a heaven type thing? Because is this confirmation of what like Aaron believes? Because when she was talking about it, you know, she was talking about afterlife. She was talking about, you know, like those people are gonna be there, and this girl is there, and she's looking healthy. She's fine, like, and we know in that moment Riley is straight gonzo, and then it cuts back to Aaron crying and screaming as this dude is just set ablaze. Like just absolutely gone. Oh. Like it's like it's like the Human Torch up in here, man. This dude is just skin melting off his face, like just absolutely on fire. Like it's insane. Oh my gosh. And and then that's how the episode ends. So so I imagine Erin is sufficiently traumatized, but she probably believes him now, right? Like she was probably like, bruh, you're crazy, you're drunk, you're high, whatever, like I'll get you the help you need, we'll get through this together. And then she just sees this dude spontaneously combust. Like, what? I mean, there's no way she doesn't believe him now, but you know she's going back to town. She's gonna try and save everyone she can. She's gonna do it in his memory, and I have a feeling that not many people are gonna get saved, but hopefully Rahul gets saved. You know, hope him and his kid are perfectly fine. Most other people on the island could probably die, though. I have no strong attachments to any of these people. You know, all the cool people are already dead. Riley's dead. Joe Colley's dead. Sweet drug dealing gentleman is dead. Aaron, I guess, is the only one that I'm concerned about living, and Rahul and his kid. They're the ones that need to live, and that's it. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below in the comments. Were you as like, did you see it coming, him bursting into flames? I was kind of joking about it leading up to it. You know, some small part of me is like, oh my God, like he's actually here to die. And then I was trying to cope with that sadness by making jokes. And then he died. So that's rough. I think I was able to joke about it this time, because once he was attacked, I was kind of like, okay, he's dead. And that sadness is then what I felt then. Now I'm just like, you know, I knew he was living on borrowed time. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this episode down below in the comments. Leave all your thoughts at the burning altar of this man's dead body. And yeah, just, yeah. If you liked my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel out a ton. Subscribe if you want to see more reactions to Midnight Mass or any other show that I'm watching on the channel. And then if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. That's where I post all my full, uncut reactions. Over there, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.